Good evening, good evening, good evening, my beloved brothers and sisters. It is I, yours truly, one more time. I'm Joseph Isaiah Benjamin, aka also known as by my government name, uh, Joseph Horn Jr. And it is my honor and privilege to be on the air with you one more time on Facebook as well as YouTube. And I hope that you have had a beautiful and fantastic Wednesday, just like mine has been a very blessed and a very peaceful one. I am honored, privileged, and thrilled to have you to join me on this most grand and auspicious and august occasion. And I just wanted to come on the air very briefly to share with you, my personal testimony. 39 years of life for me today. 39 years of life for me on today. I don't feel 39. I feel younger. I feel I feel good. I'm very, very fortunate. Let's see who has joined us. Lady Marla, good evening to you. Thank you for joining tonight. I see so far I have 3 viewers. Reveal yourselves. Who are you? Let me see who you are. See who's just joined us. So, anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Um, I'm not going to hold you very long, but I feel like today is a very important day for me because reaching the age that I've reached, it's an honor and a privilege that is being denied to too many men and women, and being able to have salt and pepper beards. That's a privilege that is being denied to too many men and women because we're dying at such a very, very young age, you know. But I'm not going to hold you long, but I do want to first and foremost say that I give all praise and thanks to the Most High for carrying me through all 39 years of existence, 39 years of a humanistical sojourn. And I am humbled, privileged, grateful because there was a time when I really did not think I would live to see 39 years of age. There was a time that I didn't think that I would live to see the things that I have seen. Hey, Sister Giselle, how's it going today? Yes, it is. It is my born day. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. My musician is here. Thanks for joining us. And because I have seen and I've heard and I've felt so many different things that really had me to believe that I was not going to live to see 39. I'm grateful. I am truly grateful because when nobody was around, it was nobody but the Most High Yah that carried me through all of my ups, all of my downs, and I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. And I'm just grateful. I really don't have the words to adequately describe just how fortunate and how grateful I am to the Most High for continuing to carry me through, because he continues to do things that for me it is truly moving, you know. So I definitely want to give all praise and thanks to the Most High for his divine intervention, certainly on my behalf. Um, I've been through things that would have killed other people, but the fact that I'm still here for whatever reason, I'm grateful, I'm humbled, and I am so appreciative to the Most High. Young Myron, Miss Nola, good evening to you as well. Thank you for joining me. Um, Listen, I am not going to get into any name calling, because if I were to get into name calling, I know only by a fraudulent mistake, a slip of the tongue, me for me forgetting somebody, all the phone calls, all the text messages, the little signs that have been made for me. I want to tell all of you, thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I do want to say a special thanks, however, to the two Rugrats, uh, young Myron and little Miss Nola and Olivia as well. Thank you all so much for the early birthday wishes and for making those cards. I am very, very grateful, and I do appreciate it so much. Um, I also want to give a special thanks to um, I'm gonna get myself in trouble, but where do I y'all give me a minute. I want to, while it's on my mind, while he's on my mind, Brother Deacon, Brother Barron, I want to thank you for the birthday wishes as well. Unfortunately, my deacon is in virtual jail for 30 days. So he's unable to post up statuses, and he's unable to respond and react. But I know he's going to get word that I thank him. Uh, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for uh, his kindness as well. Um, Certainly to Giselle, and least, but and certainly not least, you all know what I'm trying to say. I definitely would like to give a heartfelt thank you to Lady Marla, because I personally have learned a great deal about her, from her, and I certainly want to thank her as well, definitely, for making not just my birthday flyer, whatever it is, but for making, just for all she's done, for all that she has taught me, for all the things that she has assisted me with. And I want to say now how appreciative to you I am, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I am grateful. Because you don't find too many people that does what she does, would take the time to do what she does, you know. And I want to say again how appreciative I am. I'm grateful. I also want to say a special thank you to uh, my friend and my consultant for the birthday wish as well. Shout out to you, Mr. Rich, Mr. Warren Rich. That's my consultant. And to all of you, text message, phone calls, you all know for a fact who you are. And I want to say to all of you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because it really feels good to know that there are people in the world. Um, there are some people in the world that still cares about you. There are still some people that care about you. There's still some people in this world that care about me. It feels good. It makes me feel good to know that there are still some people that really do care about me and love me and respect me. Because if you think about it, the reality is you don't find too many people that genuinely loves and genuinely cares. You know, um, because everybody's out for self. Everybody has agendas. You know, and because people have agendas. See, there somebody just sent me another text message wishing me happy birthday. Um, Longtime friend of mine. Shout out to you, Drea. Thank you. Thank you so much. Much love and respect to you as well. And my nephew. It's a lot of y'all. So, you know, so, you know, It's a lot of y'all. It's a lot of y'all. And I'm not ignoring your I'm not ignoring your the comments in the comment thread. So um but yeah, it's not a lot of people that love that shows love for me. And I do appreciate it, you know. Um so in a world like this where people who really and genuinely cares about you, that is a rare commodity, you know. It is. It's a very, very rare commodity because most people these days, they're just incapable of loving anybody, let alone the most high or themselves. People are just incapable of loving, you know. So and like I alluded to a few moments ago, especially with the way um Lady Marla helps me out with things. We certainly have had our ups and downs. That is true. But nonetheless, I am grateful because she has really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I want her to know that I do love you. I care. And most of all, there is respect there. So so there it is. There it is. I love you too, sister-in-law. I love you too, sister-in-law. And yeah, 39 years, man. It don't, you know what? Let me tell you something. It may sound like before the dinosaurs to some of y'all, but it's not that far off from me. And like I said, I have survived some things that would have killed any normal man, you know. And hey, Nadia, what's going on? I love you as well. I love you as well. And I have to say this: Nadia is the one that played Cupid. She played Cupid. She was the one that introduced me to her sister and her sister to me. So, so I want to say, I really want to say thank you as well. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you and the baby are doing well. Hope you and the entire family are doing well. Um, I really don't celebrate my birthday anymore. I really don't. I mean, when I was a kid, I did, but now that I'm an adult, I really don't celebrate um, my birthday. I'm grateful for another birthday. Don't get me wrong, but as far as celebrating it is concerned, I don't really celebrate it because I look at it as a time more or less Um, more or less, I look at it as a time, for me just to reflect, you know. Um, uh, it's a time of reflection for me, you know. Um, I'm grateful to still be alive because I've endured a lot of back sets, excuse me, a lot of setbacks, a lot of breakdowns, meltdowns, all that stuff. But the fact that I'm still here, I am I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative. Um, I've survived a lot of things. Everything from losing my first wife, um, losing both parents, and there was a time when I was in my 20s, every other year for I want to say for about 10 or 11 years, every other year, I was burying somebody. I was burying a loved one. I was burying a loved one. Um, so every other year, I was burying a cousin, a family, a friend. Um, I survived having COVID. You know, survived that. Um, survived homelessness twice. Um, surviving drinking very, very heavy at one time, drinking alcohol. I can't remember the last time I had a sip of alcohol. Um, the strongest drink that I drink now is a Sprite, a ginger ale, um, Arizona, coconut water, um, things of that nature. Orange juice, you know. That's um, that's really what I drink now. You know, um, people want to turn up for their birthday. Nah, I ain't. That's not me. I ain't really the one that wants to turn up. You know what I mean? I mean, if people want to turn up for their birthday, that's on them. But me, um, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to still be here. You know, um, I'm not in my more mature years. You know, um, I'm not the party type. I mean, I've gone out gone out to the clubs when I was younger. And even when I was going to the clubs when I was younger, um, it was because I was celebrating one of my sister's birthday. You know what I mean? And even then, I mean, I had a good time just to break the monotony of always being in the house. But you know, by me being almost 40, most high will, I'll be 40 next year. There's a lot of things that I just don't look at the same way that I used to. You know, um, that's just me. I mean, for me, I prefer doing what I'm doing now. And if it wasn't for the coronavirus and all this monkeypox business and all this other stuff that's going on, um, I would be in North Carolina right now. You know, but because I'm convalescing, with my health. I'm convalescing. Um, and because of all this monkeypox and coronavirus, I definitely don't want to put um, anybody's health at risk. I don't want to put my own health at risk, you know, because like I said, I've already survived corona before. And I'm going to tell you, that coronavirus, it certainly is no joke. Um, I almost died from it. I did. I almost died from it. When it first, um, when it first got serious, when before it became, as bad as it is, before it became a pandemic, before it became a pandemic, um, that's when I had COVID then. And the best way I had, to describe the feeling that I had was death. You know what I'm saying? If it just, I just felt like death. Felt like death itself. So, um, I definitely was not going to put anybody's health in jeopardy. I wasn't going to put anybody's health in jeopardy. Mine, yours, um, especially the children. I was not going to do that. So I figured, let me play it safe so I can protect myself as well as, you know, my people in North Carolina. Because there's too much going on. There's too much going on. And then we know about the coronavirus, we know about the monkeypox, but there's probably something else that's going on that we really don't know anything about. And so the last thing that I want to do is to get anybody sick. Because if I were to be the cause of somebody getting sick, I would never forgive myself. I would never forgive myself. I couldn't, what I'm saying, forgive myself. I couldn't do that, you know. Um, I couldn't do that. I could not, I couldn't do that. So, but it still amazes me for me to be 39 years of age. Elder and Sister James, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the YouTube side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good to see you and Elder and Sister James. Good to see y'all tonight. Yeah, yeah. The Most High will definitely clean a man up. And as Sister Giselle says, the Most High cleans up messes. Believe me, I know He'll clean up messes because I'll be the first one to tell you. Um, I was a mess. Listen, my life has not been squeaky clean. I'm man enough to admit it. there have been some flaws I've made, you know. Regrettably, of course, there's been some doobies, regrettably. But the Most High, He's still working on me. You know, He is. He's still working on me, and He ain't finished. He ain't finished with me. He ain't finished with me. Hey, J. Cole, what's going on, bro? Thank you, man, for the well wishes as well. Thank you for the well wishes as well. Listen, I checked my timeline earlier. Man, this doggone near 100 of y'all that gave me well wishes for my birthday today. It's about almost 100 of y'all. I think last time I checked, there was about maybe 80 of y'all that acknowledged me. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 84. Pardon me. Almost 90. So yeah. So and see, here's the thing with me. I know that I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to use my imperfections as a means to continue, messing up. And if anybody is honest with themselves, the reality is if they would take time to do self-inventory and say, you know what, I got some things about me that I'm messed up in, and I got to work on myself, and I got to do better than what I've been doing, because if I don't, then it's gonna cost me everything, you know. But the reason why I'm able to preach and teach and facilitate the word of the Most High is because I've been to a lot of places where a lot of you are still struggling in. I've been where you are, you know. Eric, what's going on, bro? Thanks for thanks for the well wishes, man. I appreciate it, homie. I appreciate it. Hey, you know, um, listen, I preach the way I do because I've made mistakes. I've made my mistakes. You know what I mean? I've made my mistakes. And I'm not going to sit here and act like that I am so much more than what I really am. I'm not going to do that. That's not about to happen. I own up to my mistakes. I own up to my flaws, you know? But the problem is people want to use your mistakes to further screw up their life. I don't use my screw ups as a means to jack up your life. Use it as a means to better your life. You know what I mean? Don't be a bonehead like I've been a bonehead. Don't be hard headed, you know, like I've been hard headed. See? Now, let me say this right quick. I am more than aware of the times that we are living in. I am more than aware of the times that we are living in. And just off the top of my head, I remember a passage of scripture where it says that it will be a time where people will be bearing false witness against their neighbors. There have been a lot of people to lie on me about many different things. But I want to say to the wicked doers, to the evil doers, it's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. Harassing and lying on a true child of the Most High. It's dangerous. You don't know what you are doing when you lie on a son or a daughter of the Most High. You really don't have any idea. Times are too difficult. Times are too dangerous for people to be playing around and messing around with other people's lives, lying on them. Because I said some time ago that there's a lot of you. I ain't talking about the true disciples. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about you counterfeits that like to spew lies on people and like to use screenshots because you're so doggone insecure within your own selves, and you're zeroing in on what I've been doing. You better be careful, because you and I see the same things on the television, on these videos, on social media sites, just like everybody else does. And you know for a fact that people are dropping dead faster than ever before. People are dropping dead like flies faster than ever before. And what makes you think that you won't be next? What makes you think you won't be next? And then you're going to call yourselves going to try and manipulate people because you're so insecure about yourself, you don't feel good about yourself? No. And you still walking around here happy-go-lucky. And you going around here thinking that everything is all right. Everything's a bed of roses. You really don't know how close to busting hell wide open you are. You really don't know. And then come to find out also, it's not a matter of a lot of people not understanding. You don't care to understand about the darkness. You don't care to understand. See? You don't care to understand. You don't care to better yourself as a man or a woman. You don't care to become a true child of the Most High. That's the reason why I continue to tell you, this is the era of separation. The sheep from the goats, the wheat from the tares. This is the era of separation. We continue to find out who's really on the side of the Most High and who's not. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We continue to discover who's who and who's not. See? We got pretenders out here, man. I'm serious. We have great pretenders out here. We have great pretenders out here. See? And you see, here's the thing. You think you're going to get away with doing dirt to the Most High's people? You really think you're going to get away with doing dirt to people and spreading false, spreading all kinds of falsehoods and bearing false witness against your name? You really think you're going to get away with that? You ain't going to get away with nothing. You ain't going to get away with that. No, it's not going to happen. You are not getting away with that. Not at all. You're not going to get away with that. You're not. You're on borrowed time. See? You're on borrowed time. Now, for those of you that don't know me, or rather that don't know, once upon a time, this was long before I was moved to return back into this preaching ministry. Sister Earlene, what's going on? Good evening, rather. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you. I had a secular podcast. I did. I had a secular podcast. I went through several name changes. At first, it was What Say You, unscripted and uncensored. Then I just shortened it to What Say You. Then it was Setting the Record Straight. Then the Hidden Reality Podcast, and then finally I just stuck with it, entitled Yoseph's 2 Cents. But between 2017 and 2019 or 20, I was a foul mouth, trash talking podcaster that just didn't care. I was a foul mouth. I was a foul mouth. I was. I was a foul mouth. I was. I admit it. And I must admit, to a degree, I still have moments where I am a foul mouth. Listen, I'm not squeaky clean. I'm just working on getting squeaky clean. See? I'm working on becoming better. A better, the ultimate version of myself, for myself, in the name of the Most High. I admit mine. I admit it. I admit mine. See, the problem with a lot of people is they don't want to be honest with themselves. See? You know? I admit mine. I do. I admit it. And when I was that foul mouth, I had a whole slew of followers. I had a whole slew of followers. I did. And I had some people that were donating to the cause too. I did. But a lot has changed since then. Both of the donors since then have been dismissed because they got out of pocket. One of them was a 47-year-old F-boy who was calling himself having a romantic interest in Lady Marla. Dude, you almost 50 years old. You're a half century old just about, and you still want to be an F-boy? Please. Even on your worst day, you could never, ever, ever lace my shoes. He had a romantic interest in you. He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Oh, this 50-year-old F-boy, he was saying all kinds of nonsense about me talking about I'm still talking to this woman here. He don't, he ain't gonna be with you. He don't give a what about you. He think he a pimp, all this kind of thing. Bruh, you even know what a pimp is? You know what a pimp is? See, a pimp is a man who takes females and sells them to the highest bidder. As prostitution is concerned, right? And the pimp gets a X amount of a percentage from the woman that he uses as his sex slave. See? I ain't no pimp. I don't believe in pimping women. I don't believe in that. That's not me. See? I don't believe in doing that. That's not me. Why in the world would I want to be a pimp? Who am I pimping? Now, the fact is, you just wanted the relationship to go sour. And you wanted Lady Marla for yourself. Nigga, you almost old enough to be her father. You almost old enough to be her father. You old enough to almost be my father, nigga. And it's dudes like that that makes a certain kind of woman have a legitimate complaint. Because a lot of you dudes are more feminine than the women are. Yeah, I said it. I said it. And he probably was raised by a single mother, a toxic single mother at that. He probably didn't have a positive male figure in his life. His father probably wasn't around. Because you can always tell the difference when a man is around or when a person has a male influence. It's just something different. It's just something different. You know what I mean? It's something different. And I apologize for using the N word. Since everybody wants to be all politically correct. You can't use the N word. You can't use the N word. Why not? You still see us as niggas, because no matter how educated we become, no matter how well spoken we are, no matter how well articulate we are, no matter how gifted we are in any field of human endeavor is concerned, guess what? To you, we will always be niggas. See? And I'm going to say this. I'm grateful that I am not the opinion of anybody. I don't need to be anybody's opinion. That means I don't focus on how people look at me as much as I used to. My task is to be a positive influence if I can. If not, well, that's on them. See? And speaking of which, I'm getting ready to preach some sermons within the next few days to come. I'm not going to tell you exactly what the thesis of it is, because you got a lot of content vultures out here that will steal my intellectual properties. But just be prepared for it when the time comes. That's another reason why I've been off of so I'm not on social media as often as I used to. You have a lot of intellectual vultures, a lot of intellectual thieves. You know what I'm saying? That will take your intellectual property and won't give you credit for it because they're too stupid to come up with anything original of their own. It's the truth. You know what I mean? So the deal is, I just maintain a low profile. I'm not on social media. Not at all. Not as much as I used to, for a few reasons. One, the newness is worn off long time ago. Two, social media has become a cesspool of decadency, chicanery, filth, negligence, and people will use social media to absolutely destroy other people's lives, whether it's true or not. Yeah. So for the time that the Most High allotted me, to be on social media, I'm going to use it wisely. I'm going to use this time that I have on social media wisely, because I have to remind you that, guess what? Eventually, social media will not be available to you, me, us. It's not. It's not going to be available to us. You know why? Because it's heading in the direction that eventually it's not going to be free. It's not going to be free. You know why it's not going to be free? You're going to have to pay for it eventually. Yeah. Now, what does this have to, everything that I just said, what does this have to do with a personal testimony? Because when you are a content creator, whether you're a preacher or a content creator or whatever it is that you're doing, especially in this line of work, you have to come to terms with the kind of audience that you have and with the kind of people you're going to be dealing with. And I've been doing this for almost 6 years. Podcasting, I mean, for almost 6 years. Most High willing, in a couple of months, in about 2 months, a little over 2 months, I've been doing this for 6 years. Trying to enlighten, trying to illuminate those who are really in search of the truth. See? And the ones that were with me from the beginning, they ain't here no more. And the reason why they're not here anymore is because, number one, I'm back in the ministry. 2, I agreed with the sentiments of the late Kevin Samuels. And 3, I've been getting on your rear ends too. And even after I explained in full detail, even when I set up the foundation and I set up the premise and I explained, look, Kevin Samuels was not explaining, excuse me, he wasn't explaining or trying to put every woman in the same category. He was addressing a certain kind of woman. But you know what? You can't reason with grown children. You can't reason with a lunatic. You can't reason with a cuckoo crackpot. Can't do it. Can't do it at all. So you know what? I've gotten to the point, I've grown and I've matured to the point now where I understand my assignment a lot better. My assignment is to just simply preach and teach and facilitate the word of the Most High and let the Most High worry about doing the saving. Because I can't save anybody. Can't do it at all. See? I have a better understanding of the task at hand. And yep, you're right. You're right, Earling, Sister Earling. You've been with me since day one. You're one of the few that's still here. You're still one of the originals. Like I said, everybody that started out with me 6 years ago, they're not here anymore. They stopped following. either because it got too rough for them and they stopped listening to me, or they started having personal problems of their own. And see, I'm going to throw this out here. Man, this is supposed to be a personal testimony. See. But you know what? Let me intertwine. Let me intertwine all this as to what I'm saying. I speak what I speak because, number one, as I've said, I've lived through a lot of what I've said. I'm not a content vulture. I'm not a content thief. What I present is firsthand empirical experience and knowledge. Either I have lived it or I have seen it firsthand. See? Listen. You think all 39 years of my mortality has been squeaky clean? Absolutely not. I've been on both sides of the track. I know what it's like to live like a prince, and I know what it's like to live like a peasant. I have. I know the deal. I've been on both sides of the track. I've been up. I've been down. I've been in between. I've slithered with the snakes. I've soared and I've flown high with the eagles. To borrow a line from the late great Macho Man Randy Savage, I've been there. Got drunk. Got high. Did things I ain't proud of. I've been through more pain and more anguish, especially with this generation of softies, this generation of cream puffs. The things that I survived, it would kill them. They would kill themselves. They would commit suicide. I know about struggles. I know about low self-esteem. Let me tell y'all something that you probably didn't know. When I was 14 years old, I had suicidal thoughts. Yeah. I was 14 years old. I had suicidal thoughts. I don't have them now. I don't have suicidal thoughts now. But I was in so much emotional hurt and pain that the thought of taking myself out and deleting myself brushed across the very canvas of my mind. That's about 24, 25, 26 years later. I'm still here. And isn't it ironic that the very same people that was causing me pain 20 plus years later, I'm still here and they're dead? I want you to think about that. I'm still here and they're dead. And if they're not dead, they're either strung out at a dead end job, they're in some dead end relationship with some drug addict or some alcoholic. I'm telling you, the very same people that gave me grief, they're either dead, incarcerated, knocked up, pregnant, involved in some dead end relationship. See? So, and I suffered with low self-esteem. I suffered from an inferiority complex. I did. I didn't think that I was good enough. I didn't think that I was, you know, good enough or tall enough or intelligent enough. I've been there. But it wasn't until I started really focusing on the Most High and I started focusing on me and I started focusing on positive things and being around positive people. That is when I began to really grow and mature. See? And see, let me share this with you as a part of my personal testimony. I've had low self-esteem. I've had suicidal thoughts. I was drinking mad heavy at one time. I was promiscuous at one point. Everything that I talk about, I've been there. I've been there. See, I have been where you are. Now, am I where I want to be? No, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm grateful to the Most High that I'm not where I was. See? And that's the truth. See? I say this. I talk about things that I talk about in addition to, incorporate things in when I preach, I talk about things because I've lived it, not because I'm trying to tear y'all down. Because if anything, I'm really trying to help you. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to build you up. See? See? And the reality is, in all truth, in all sincerity, if you think about it, there's still some things about yourselves that you don't like either. But you got to do the work. You got to do the work. I know you're hurting. I know you're heartbroken for various reasons. I know you are. I know it. I've been there. I would not be able to preach and teach and facilitate the way I do if I hadn't gone through some storms in 39 years of life. The Most High has carried me through storms. And guess what? He still is carrying me. Yes, he is. He is still carrying me through the storms. Oh, yeah. He is still carrying me. He sure is. And I'm grateful. See? I can preach to you until I'm blue in the face. But it's got to be up to you to make that decision to say, you know what? I've tried it. I've tried doing it my way. I've tried doing it every other way but the way of the Most High. Let me see how I can start doing this on my own. Let me see if I can start being more obedient to the Most High. Let me see if I can start being a better disciple and a better follower. Listen, y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all much longer, but let me say this right quick. There's some more sermons and there's some more teachings that I'm going to share with y'all, Most High willing, because you ain't gonna get it nowhere else. You ain't gonna get it in your churches. If you do decide to listen to me, if you do decide whenever we go on the air, I'll share with you everything that I've learned. Now, let me say this. The times that we are in have gotten much, much darker. And they're not going to get no better. But because the times that we're living in are getting darker and they're not going to get any better, that doesn't mean you have to follow suit. That don't mean you have to follow suit. No. You ain't got to follow no doggone suit now. You ain't got to do it. I'll lead you to the water, but you got to drink it. You understand? Yeah. I also want to make mention that August the 14th is my ministerial anniversary. On August 14th, I would have been preaching 22 years. So what I'm going to do, and I know the sermon that on my trial sermon that I preached, because I preached my trial sermon September 10th, I believe it was, September 10th of 2000. I believe it was September 10th, 2000. It was Sunday, September 10th, 2000. And I preached from the 23rd Psalm. My subject was, if the Lord is for you, who can be against you? Yeah, that was my subject. If the Lord is for you, who can be against you? That was my subject. That was my trial sermon. And after the sermon, I was a licentiate. I became a licensed preacher September 10th of 2000. About 3.5 years later, I was ordained. I was ordained February 22nd, 2004. Yeah. So this is what I want to do, because August is a very important month. It's my birthday and my ministerial anniversary. What I want to do, um, I want to give kind of some more of a personal testimony, but I also want to give a ministerial testimony as well. So what I'm thinking about doing is, let me look at my calendar right quick, because I want to do it right. So not this coming Sabbath, but the next one, maybe around the August 13th. So beginning August 13th, leading all the way up to September 10th, and September 10th is on a Sabbath. It's the second Sabbath. So from August 13th all the way up to September 10th, which is a Saturday, that's the Sabbath, I want to take y'all on a journey, and I want to share with you some of my ministerial triumphs, some of my ministerial valleys and lows, and as well as triumphs. And it's going to be meshed together, both personal and ministerial testimonies. And I want to share with you some of the things that I've learned through all these 22 years. Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be able to do. And I'm gonna share with you. It's gonna be a mixture of preaching and teaching. I'm gonna be doing both. When we have our virtual service, I'm gonna do a little teaching here and there too. I'm also incorporate it, with our regular Bible study as well. Because there's a lot of things, and most high willing, I'm going to be broadcasting on both Facebook and YouTube as well. Let's see who is joined. Pastor Levi, how you doing, man? Peace and blessings upon you on the YouTube side. So that's what I want to do. Because there's a lot of things about the Bible, especially about the Bible. They've been teaching y'all wrong, man. I'm going to teach you about communion, and I'm going to teach you about tithing. Yeah, those are the two main things that I want to teach on: communion and tithing. That's really what I want to do. I'm blessed, man. I'm very, very fortunate to be here. reacting to Pastor Bond, and let me just say also that when I returned to the ministry, this young man, Pastor Bond, was the first one that welcomed me back into the ministry. He was the first one to welcome me back. He was the first one to pray for me, pray with me, talk to me, encourage me. And I want to say in public, just like I did in private, I want to say in public, thank you for not only welcoming me back into the ministry, but I want to thank you for calling me on my birthday as well, man. I do appreciate it. I really, really do. I really do appreciate it. So as we close, that's really what I want to do. So let's see. Yeah. So beginning on the 13th of April, not April, but August, excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself. Starting on the 13th of August, leading all the way up to September 10th, which is that beautiful day that I preached my trial sermon. There's some things that I want to share with you, because on August the 14th is when I made my calling to the ministry public. You understand? And because I made the calling to the ministry public, I want to take you on a journey so that you all could have a better understanding as to where I'm coming from. Now you saying you went back to the ministry? You left the ministry? Yes, I did. Well, why'd you leave the ministry? One of the reasons why was because my faith wasn't my own faith. I was operating off my parents' faith. But now that I'm developing my own faith and I see things differently for myself, that's the difference. That's one of the difference makers as well. And then on top of that, it was just a moving within that I cannot explain, I cannot encapsulate, that just moved me right back. You know. But we're going to delve deeper into all that. Yeah, we're going to delve much deeper into all of that. See. So as we get ready to wrap things up, I really didn't intend to be on this long. I really didn't. But I'm gonna say this, and we're getting ready to wrap things up. I want to say again to all of you, thank you for the phone calls, the text messages, the well wishes. There's also one more person that I would like to acknowledge and give a special thanks to, in addition to those of you that I gave special thanks to. There's a young lady who is the mother of my beautiful god babies, Mrs. Chitara McClendon. That young lady is a very dear friend of mine. We've been friends for about 3 years. I've seen her growth. I've seen her mature. She's a wonderful mother to my beautiful God babies. And if by chance you get a chance to listen to me, Rugrat, thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my friend. I also want to say again as well, a special thanks to Lady Marla, Myron, Nola, Olivia. I love y'all. I want to say to my deacon that's in fake book jail, much love and respect to you as well. I also want to thank his wife, Nadia. I want to thank Giselle, Pastor Levi, and Elder James. Listen, man, if you're still here, if you're still there, let me say this to you as well. I read what you put on my timeline for the birthday cards and all that stuff. Thank you for those encouraging words. Thank you so much as well. And I also want to give thanks to Apostle McGee. Thank you for the well wishes as well. My homeboy, Juan Rich. You know what? Let me just make mention of him right quick. That man is one of the most brilliant minds I have ever ran across. That man is just a brilliant man. And he too has had a hand in my growth, in my development, in terms of intellectualism, in terms of helping me to become a better man as well. So I want to just say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Giselle, if you're still there, thank you as well. Thank you as well. And for and everybody else, because listen, it's almost 100 of y'all that actually wished me happy birthday, whether on Facebook or called me or text me or something. So it's gonna take me some time to react to the statuses on and the birthday cards on Facebook, on my timeline, and all that stuff. I ain't forget you, but it's almost 100 of y'all. That's a small congregation in and of itself. So, but yeah. Shout out to my nephew, Mr. Jamari Holder. That is another young man that has been there for me as well. He is another one of my ace cards, if you will. He was one of the influences. He was one of the influences that helped me to even start podcasting. He was one of the influences that even influenced me and encouraged me to start podcasting. So Mari, if you get a chance to listen, man, I love you and thank you for your tutelage as well. Mrs. Rugrat, Mrs. Chitara McClendon, who was at one point my co-host for a time. Wonderful mother, wonderful human being. I love you, Rugrat. I love my God babies. Much respect to all of y'all. Everybody that I named, much love and much respect. Sister Earlene, if you still there, much love and respect to you as well, because you have definitely been there since day one. You're one of the few that's still with me. Ain't too many of the originals. Ain't too many of the originals. It ain't too many of the originals. It's not. Because either, like I said, either they gone by the wayside or something. So with that said, I want to thank all of you for the well wishes, the phone calls, the text messages, all that. And so most high willing, this coming Sabbath, I definitely want to talk to our young people, because in certain circles, our young people are getting ready to go back to school. So I definitely want to talk to them. And then beginning August 13th, we'll begin our journey. Share with you some things. Now, I don't expect for you all to understand fully the ministerial aspects of it, but I just want to give just a glimpse, just a little glimpse of it. Just a little glimpse. That's all it is. Just a little glimpse. Just a little glimpse. So, and Elder James, Pastor Bond, if you all are still there, you know what? Speaking of which, before we go, let me answer this. I want y'all to hear this. Hey nephew, how you doing, man?
Happy birthday, Unc.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Listen, you called at the perfect time, because I'm just getting ready to wrap things up with there's my oldest sister. She just sent me a text message wishing me happy birthday. So the birthday wishes are still rolling in. Yeah, I'm as a matter of fact, nephew, I'm still on the air, believe it or not.
Wow.
So lady,
so vibrant and full of life, man. I love it.
Listen, man, I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful to still be alive, 39 years young.
Wow, I wish I could get 39 back.
But for those of y'all that are, this is the young man, Mr. Jamari Holder, the one that I was telling you about, who influenced me to do what I've been doing for almost 6 years. This is him. He was one of my influences.
You're too kind, good sir. You're too kind.
It is the truth. It is the truth. He was the one that took me under his wing, and he tutored me. And believe it or not, he is a former radio personality here in Brooklyn.
Yeah, those days are behind me, though. Thank you for sharing that. I almost I practically forgot about that. Wow. Wow.
Listen, man, I got a photographic memory. I don't forget nothing unless I want to.
Right.
And then sometimes it's very, very seldom that I really forget. If I really forget something, it must have been a lot. But for the most part,
I mean, if I could be perfectly honest and then, transparent, I purposely forget things so I'll lose the things that I want to remember. And I'm so serious and sincere when I say that.
Oh boy.
I purposely forget stuff, man. Like, what are you telling me? What is this information? Is it useful? Will it help me later? You know what? Discard.
Yeah.
I can't play around. There's so many things that I want to know and hold on to entertain the tomfoolery or the nonsensical information. Right?
Exactly.
And I implore people to actively forget stuff too, because it'll save you a lot of heartache.
That's true too.
I don't want to keep you from your broadcast, man. Just wanted to, before it got too late, wish you a happy birthday. Wish you light, love, happy, beautiful moments, a continued life of health, wealth, and success. Abundance of love from my deepest part of my heart to you. I love you.
Man, nephew, I love you as well, man. And thank you for always being there, man. I don't have the words. I really don't have the words to adequately describe it, man. I mean, and listen, man, you're not really keeping me, man. I mean, this is, I guess this will be my brand of celebrating my birthday. I don't really celebrate my birthdays, but
that makes two of us.
I got.
I was on the behest of someone else for me to celebrate it, and when I decide to, it never comes to fruition. So I'm good.
I mean, I got people celebrating my birthday more than me, so.
You know what? As weird as this may sound, I love that. Kudos to them. Kudos to them. Because you're comfortable in your own space and how things are, so you don't necessarily need to, celebrate by means or by which other people want you to celebrate. So if they have that much love and admiration for you to celebrate on their own, then so be it.
Listen, these cats, they know I love them. I love and respect them. They know it. They definitely know it.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely know it, man.
I hope you had a great show today, man.
You know what? I had a pretty good turnout. At one point, I had at least a good 5 or 6 folk that was watching.
Nice.
Got about, I don't know how many reactions, and I don't know how many comments. So, and then I'm multi-streaming on Facebook and YouTube as well. So,
nice. Nice, good deal. Happy for you. 39. Wow.
Yeah, man. 39 years young. 39 years young.
Awesome. That's a beautiful age, actually.
You know what? It is a beautiful age. It's a beautiful age because every day above ground is a special occasion, man. So.
Indeed. I agree with you more.
So, before I let you go, man, how's Grandma doing?
She's well. She was staring around in the refrigerator. She's about to start munching in a little bit.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Wait a minute. No, she said what? She said I'm getting old. Listen, I'm not old. I'm a young man with seniority. If she don't get that out of her head, talking about I'm getting old. Old where?
Tell him, man. I mean, if you're not getting older, then you're dead. So which one would you rather?
Shoot, I ain't getting old around here.
The goal is to age gracefully.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm a young man with seniority. Talking about something. Giselle said that her sister is saying I'm getting old. She needs to sit down somewhere. Listen. I'm proud of my age. You know how many people have been denied to see 39.
Right.
How many people have even been denied even getting salt and pepper beer?
I'm still working on mine. I'm not even there yet. I got a few strands that keep on coming about. It pops in and out a few times, but you got the look, man. I'm trying to get there, man. I want the salt and pepper.
Man, listen, don't rush it. Don't rush it.
That's like almost symbolism of wisdom, man. I mean, aging gracefully, I love it.
Yep, you know what? It is. Without question, it is. Nadia's laughing. Well, I'm serious. Ain't nobody getting old around here. I'm a young man with seniority.
He's a seasoned vet.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's for you around you young fellas, man. You better chill out.
Exactly.
Show you a few things, what?
Man, they better respect their elders. Shoot. but listen. That's how she teases me, I tease her. We get on each other's nerves.
It's all
It's all in good fun. That's all it is. It's all in good fun.
I know you're jesting, so I mean, I'm just joshing.
Yeah.
I hope they don't take you seriously.
Nah. Listen, the time that she start taking me seriously, she need a vacation.
I hear you loud and clear, Shane. But man, I love you and enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll speak soon.
All right, nephew. Thank you for calling me, man. I love you as well, and we will definitely talk soon, man.
Indeed.
Have a good night, man.
So,
all right. Nadia said, "What? We're 20 years apart." Let me tell you something. Most High got a sense of humor. Do I need to remind you as to why the Most High got a sense of humor? Because I will sure sell it. I will sure tell it, rather. Most High got a sense of humor. 20 years apart. Ain't no 20 years apart. Anyway, better respect your elders. Oh man. Listen, I'm getting ready to get out of here. And I want to say once again to all of you, thank you. First and foremost, I give all praise and thanks for the Most High, to the Most High, for carrying me through 39 years of life. Ups, downs, mountaintop blessings, valley lows, whatever I survived. I thank all of you for listening and for helping me to celebrate. I thank y'all for listening on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget this coming Sabbath. I want to talk to our babies and our children. Because in certain parts of the United States this month, they're getting ready to go back to school. You're getting ready to go back to school. I think our young people up here in New York, they don't get ready to go back to New York. Yeah, it's time for me to get off the air. They don't go back to school up here in New York until next month, after Labor Day. That's when school begins up here, next month after Labor Day. But again, thank y'all so much. I do appreciate it. And for those of you, you don't have to do this. I'm not forcing y'all to do it. I'm not demanding y'all to do it. But if by chance that you really want to give a few dollars, not for the podcast, but if you want to give a few dollars for my birthday, feel free to do it. My Cash App is $Hidden One Truth. That's $Hidden One Truth. And with that said, thank y'all again for listening. May y'all bless you. May y'all keep you. Peace, power, and blessings be upon all of you. Most High willing, I will see y'all Saturday night. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. I will talk with you all soon. Have a good night. Thanks again for everything. May y'all bless you.